All right, welcome back to the First Time Homebuyer Survival Series. This is part 12, and if you're new here, we're doing one of these every day for the rest of the year to help you prepare to buy your first home in 2026. My name is Steve. I'm a real estate agent in Hamilton, Ontario, so if you have any questions at all about the home buying process, feel free to reach out, and don't forget to grab the PDF version of the First Time Homebuyer Survival Guide. It is down in the description. Okay, so quick little recap of what we've gone over so far. We have prepared ourselves financially. We've talked about credit scores, down payments, all that fun stuff to get you ready financially. We talked about pre-approvals, talking to a mortgage broker, getting yourself pre-approved so you have an actual number. And now we recently just went over our list for what we want, our must-haves, and our nice-to-haves. So we have all this prepared. We're fully ready to get started. Well, when you actually go look at homes, most of the times you need a real estate agent. You can't just go book showings on your own. You need a real estate agent who's going to do that for you and is going to be at each of the showings with you. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Something that there might be a little bit confusion around, which is the role of a real estate agent in your transaction. So the first question really is, do you even need a real estate agent? Do you have to get one, or can you just go it alone? Technically, in Ontario, you don't legally have to use a real estate agent. But here's the thing as a buyer that most people don't realize is that a real estate agent is free for you. The buyer does not pay the commission. The seller pays both the listing agent, which is their agent, and the buyer's agent, which is your agent. So from your perspective, there's really no downside to using an agent because if you use one or don't use one, you're not paying any money either way. The upside is that you're getting professional representation, you're getting market knowledge, you're getting negotiation skills, and you're getting legal protection, all at no extra cost to you. Now let's break down the actual role that a real estate agent is providing you, because another common misconception that I hear a lot is that real estate agents sell houses, but we actually don't. Real estate isn't a product business, not like how somebody who is selling you shoes or somebody who's selling you a car is selling a product or selling a physical product. If I'm trying to sell you this water bottle, I'm selling this to you. This is the product I'm trying to get you to buy. But real estate is different. It's a service business, more like a plumber or an electrician, where we're not selling an actual product, we're delivering a service to you as the consumer. So a real estate agent isn't here to sell you a specific house. They're here to guide you through the process of the biggest financial transaction of your entire life. So they'll make sure that you know exactly what's happening, you know why it's happening, help you avoid common mistakes, make sure that you don't overpay, that's a big one, and they'll make sure that you feel confident throughout the entire process. From my experience working with first-time buyers, there's a lot of anxiety and uncertainty and a lot of unknowns through that process, and a good real estate agent exists to protect you from that and to fill any gaps in your knowledge so that you can make this decision with confidence. Our job is not to push you into any specific property, and if you happen to be working with a real estate agent who is pushing you to buy something in particular, you need to drop them and you need to drop them fast. Our goal is to help you find the right property, the one that fits your budget, your needs, and your long-term goals, not just to help you buy any random one so that we can make a commission. Now, another misconception I hear a lot is that if you use a buyer's agent, you can offer less money. The logic being that if the seller doesn't have to pay out the commission to the buyer's agent, well, then they'll pass that savings on to you as the buyer. Let's say the commission is going to be 10 grand. Well, then you can offer 10 grand less because now they don't have to pay that out, and then that savings gets passed on to you. Sounds great in theory, but the way the commission works in Ontario is that the listing agent can keep the full commission if there is no buyer's agent. So it's usually split in half. So let's say the total commission is 4%. Usually 2% goes to the buyer agent, 2% goes to the seller agent. But if there's no buyer's agent involved, the seller still pays out the full 4%, regardless of if it's being split or not. So in most cases, it ends up just going to the listing agent and they keep the full 4%. So there's no discount being passed on to you as the buyer. Another thing too, if you go directly to the listing agent, well, they're not representing you. They're representing the seller, and they care more about the seller's best interest, not about yours. Their job is to get the seller the highest price, the best terms, and the most protection, which is often inverse to what you as the buyer want, because you want the lowest price and the best terms for you, which might be mutually exclusive compared to what the seller wants. So the listing agent is not going to be looking out for your best interests as the buyer if you just go directly to them. This is going to create a massive conflict of interest that always works against the buyers. It's like going to court without a lawyer and expecting the prosecutor who's trying to put you in jail to also represent you and try to keep you out of jail at the same time. It doesn't sound that smart. It makes no sense. So when you have your own representative in this transaction, you have somebody who's fighting for you on your side, making sure that you are happy with your purchase, that you avoid any costly mistakes, anything like that. One of the biggest things that your agent is going to do for you as well is to help you negotiate a good sale price. They're going to look at objective data for what's happening in the marketplace and lets you know what would be a solid offer price and what the home is actually worth. It might be listed a little bit high. Let's say, for example, the home is worth $500, but it's listed at $550. A good agent will let you know that the home is worth that based on what is actually happening in the marketplace. But if you don't have your own agent who's doing that for you, who's looking out for your best interest, and you only have the one that's trying to get the best price for the seller, well, they're not going to tell you that because they're trying to get the best price they possibly can. Or they'll cherry pick the ones that make it look more expensive than it is. Your agent is also going to help you spot red flags during showings. They'll also show you how to structure a competitive offer, so in case you're competing with other offers, you can win. And most importantly, they'll help you structure it in such a way that you protect yourself from any possible downsides. Now, another thing too you want to keep in mind is that in Ontario, real estate agents have a fiduciary duty to act in your best interest. Now, what that means is basically we just have a legal obligation to put your best interests above our own. So we must protect your confidentiality. We must prioritize your financial interests. We must disclose anything to you that could impact your decision to buy a home, and we cannot mislead you or work against you. Real estate agents also carry errors and omissions insurance, which protects you if anything goes wrong in a transaction. If you don't have a real estate agent, then you're basically going in blind. You get no insurance, no representation, no protection at all. Now, obviously, I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to be biased, but I'm biased in the same way a lawyer would be biased when they say, yep, you should probably hire a lawyer if you find yourself in legal trouble. A good real estate agent will make the process smoother, safer, and far less stressful, which again, like I said, is one of the biggest things that first-time buyers struggle with. They help you to avoid overpaying, help you to avoid mistakes, and help you feel confident that you're making the right decision. All right, well, that's it for today. I'll stop lecturing you on using real estate agents. Tomorrow, we're actually going to go over how to find an agent, what to look for, and any red flags to avoid. So make sure you don't miss that. That will be part 13. And if you want the first-time homebuyer survival guide PDF, that link is down in the description. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.